No,
I am.
we are live.
I'm Betty Smith.
Okay. Hello, Rachel Powell, Paul Bennett, Line Cook Thor, Micro Halloween, Stacy Hawkins, April Davis, Stanley S., Tina Kusiak,
Kusiak.
Scott Colhart, hello, Scuba Steve,
Scuba Steve.
Michelle Schulte, Spastic Pug, Ken Zarish, The Juggalo, Warmonger, Michael J. Lassiter, Joshua Kane, Sarah R., Lindy Vito, oh, Ite Maledicti. Maledicte. Yes, you caught me live, and you caught me not pronouncing your name correctly. Chad Smith, John C., Angel Martinez, Bill Schaefer. I'll do 3 more. Ellis Fire, hello. It's Latin, it's a mess. Understood. Okay. I think we've hit everybody. Lete. Rue! Hello, Rue. Yeah, we're doing a Pelloquin from Nightbreed. This is for Stanley Scriven. So, I have been reinforcing this latex on him sort of throughout the day. And he is going to very much be a apply and wait. So he won't necessarily, we won't be doing a lot of sexy stuff with him tonight, but
Bruce said, "Who my favorite?"
yeah, it's hard to beat him.
Mike Murphy says hi. John C. Custom Corpses. Custom Corpses. Hello, everybody. Can't hear you guys. I'm working DJing on the band break, but I'll watch when I get home tonight.
This is a old Krampus design that we had. And Stanley saw it and said, well, that looks enough like Pelloquin.
Mike Butchess says hello. Custom Corpses.
Rue, what you doing tomorrow, buddy? You want to come out to the shop and lend a dude a hand?
Love the dreads. I really like the sculpts. Says Chad Smith.
Thanks. That's an old one. This is, what do you think, honey? 2010?
Gosh, that's an early Krampus.
Yeah, I think this was like 2010. Maybe 2009.
I didn't think you still had it. So
Yeah,
he
Yeah.
moved with us.
he moved with us. He moved from the old house. I hung on to him. Actually, he didn't move from the old house. I took him to Dark Hour in 2013 and do some for Dark Hour.
Bruce said that sure makes a good Pelican.
It does. Not bad at all.
Rue's at home speaking. Your notifications are on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Apologize to your dogs for me. Okay, notifications are muted. Oh, I was literally in a creek an hour ago, like chest deep, fighting off nakes and catching bass, which was fun. Now I'm here making the monsters. I want to get a little more on up here. I think we'll do one more round of paper towel and latex, and I think that will get this pretty solid. I think the blend is going to be just fine once we get it all painted.
Grand Pelican. And Pelloquin. Grand Pelloquin.
Yes, that's what this would be.
Greg Woodrose. Hi, guys. I was scrolling through the zombie movies on Prime, and I saw your live notification pop up. This is good.
Hooray! Thanks, Jason.
Ben Godwolf says hello. Warmonger says, Up Creek got paddle custom corpses. Got to bounce, guys. Okay, I'm finished. Looking forward to getting home now. Linda Ford.
Enjoy your
says
DJing.
hello. Thomas K says hello. Kenneth Booth says hello.
Hello. Hello, everyone. I will now do some things. All right, so what I'm working on right now is I am going to, ooh, an eyeball. Scary eyeball. I'm going to rip up some paper towels. These are pressed cellulose towels. They're blue shop towels.
Stephen Scott says hello.
Hello, Stephen Scott.
Is it big enough deal for me to drive up for the day?
No, man. If you're home, you be home. But next time you're in town, plan on spending a day at El Chapo.
Rachel Powell says you had to teach that bass on likeness.
That's right. Take it out of the water, tell him what a poor choice he made, and then put him back.
Chad Smith says, when you jumped on, I was watching a documentary on Ray Harryhausen. I don't know much about him. It was very interesting stuff. The guy was a pioneer.
Yes, he was. He was a huge pioneer. I'm very blessed that I got to meet him.
I didn't know you met Ray Harryhausen.
I met him. I met him at a convention. That barely counts, you know, like that same day he met 700 other people, but still, I got to meet him.
Mike Vaca says, I am watching this as my son is doing his homework. I'm being a great parent.
Hooray!
Hello, Ross.
And I am ripping these up into strips because you don't want any hard edges. Like if I glued that edge down, your eye would spot it. Your eye can spot straight lines like crazy. So I'm not going to have any straight lines. Know what I'm not doing, honey? I'm not reading any comments. I'm letting you read comments.
That's what I'm here.
Because you're here and that's your job.
Thank you.
I don't want to undermine you.
JLR 53ALM. Hello, everyone. This is an awesome treat.
Hello.
Field Walker Mass. Hello from Scotland. Bruce says that this weekend will be pretty much every weekend for November. Kids Reach, did you ever meet any movie horror icons?
Yes, I've met many of them actually. Kind of my work, I end up at conventions a lot. I used to go to conventions before I was working at them. I just enjoyed them. I love conventions. Almost like I would have fun at a plumbing convention. I love trade shows and conventions.
Explain why.
I think there's just an energy in them where there's a lot of people who are all hopeful and they're all excited about what they're doing, and that's just such a great energy. You know, you're seeing new stuff. That's cool.
Adrian Cunningham says, hey, Alan, how have you been?
Adrian Cunningham, I've been great. I have been good. Today was a good day. I got my shop work done early, and then I went fishing. And as soon as I got back, I poured up some masks, and the masks get poured out about 11 tonight. So that's probably how long I'll be gone.
Have you set the alarm?
I have set an alarm.
So we don't forget.
We shall not.
Micro Halloween, have you ever met or seen Art the Clown from Terrifier?
Not the person. No, I mean I know the character. Yeah, that was actually not a terrible movie. It was very surprising. It was good.
Bruce says, I'm telling you, Alan, we need to pitch that TV show idea about conventions.
Well, yeah, eventually. One of these days.
Adrian says, hell yeah, I've been working on different ideas on the foam armor you taught me from one of your videos. I'm trying new ideas.
I'll probably do an update on the foam armor since I have some stuff to do here coming up. So there'll be more of that. I've done a lot of EVA foam work since that video for sure.
Bruce says he's hung out with them. Micro says they're making a Terrifier 2. Finn would like to know how you're fishing.
It went good. I caught about 5 bass. all varying sizes, up to about 2.5 pounds. That's a good bass for where I fish. I fish in very small water. I don't enjoy fishing in like big lakes or anything, so the fish are not as big, except for the gar. You know, I've caught a 5-foot gar out of a puddle like that, or creek, and it went very well. I enjoyed it. I gave a lot of fish a alien story to tell their friends.
Bruce says he's a nice guy. He spent a night hanging out with us at a pond I used to work on. Chad Smith says, so you didn't just fish for the hell of it.
Oh,
You know, 1980's been very scarce.
he has.
Maybe
He's been restrained.
No, I mean, he hasn't been here.
Well, he's a busy man. This is his busy time, I assume.
Your mask looks like Remora from the Elder Scrolls series, says Adrian Cunningham.
Well, then I would say that Remora looks like Pelican from Nightbreed.
Kim Zarish says fishing is a mind-clearing experience.
It is, man. You know, it's one of the few things that I do that have nothing to do with my work. When I'm fishing, I'm just thinking about fishing and trying to stay alive. Heard a weird noise. It's my dog drinking out of the toilet. Good job, buddy. Good to know he can take care of himself. Times of need. Girls see that, they're like, that's so gross. He shouldn't drink out of the toilet. Guys are like, yes, I don't have to fill the water bowl.
Philip Earl says, Gar freaked me out. I think I used to swim and ride in my Speedo in Lamar. Larry Hughes says,
Wait.
good evening.
Did he say he used to ride his Speedo?
Sea-Doo.
Sea-Doo. Okay, I heard he used to ride his Speedo, and I'm like, man, I have so many
Sea-Doo.
unquestions to ask about that.
Kirk Battaglia. Did you get an answer from Kirk about the pumpkin? Rotted pumpkin?
Yes, I asked one of his pumpkin to be rotted, and he replied back with hell yes.
Okay.
That those were, I think, those were his exact words.
Cobweb says, hello, creepers.
Hello,
Lockhart-
cobwebs.
Lockhart says, I'd have been back home in the shop as soon as I ran across them big copper notebooks.
Well, I don't mind snakes. I used to work with them. I don't anymore, but I don't mind them. They're just trying to do their snake stuff, and I was very much on their turf today.
Chris Lonsdale says hello.
Hello, Chris.
Cobwebs, did you see that your possum shipped today?
There's no possum like yo possum.
Arthur Dent says, got some poodle noodles tonight. I'm going to make some wings. You
Heck
okay?
yeah. Awesome.
Kirk says, it works. Yes, rotten. Bruce says, Stacy's been killing it writing our ghost stories.
I have no doubt that she has.
It's okay, Cobwebs. Your possum is in the mail. I had it done.
A likely story.
We have another that says that mask looks like Daedric from the Elder Scrolls.
I don't know who that is.
You are not. Six-string Slayer guitar man says, I just tuned in. What are you making?
We're making a duck.
Ross says this looks like Cthulhu.
Well, if this were his face, maybe, but this is his face. So yeah, he has he's got dreads.
Jim Daigle, I want to thank you for sharing the idea of coating a foam tombstone with liquid nails. It turned out, I tried it and it really works well.
Isn't that amazing? It's really, I don't know why everybody doesn't do it that way. I have no idea why they don't. It's weird to me.
Gives a better texture than Drylock, Monster Mud, or foam coat.
Yeah, I
It is
just,
very strong as well.
I don't really understand why that's not standard. It's not even that expensive.
Chad says, so is this the Pelloquin husband or father?
This is Pelloquin. I would say this is kind of like a mid, because Pelloquin has like a beast form, and then Pelloquin has a man form, I guess. He's more human, but he still has dreads, and then he gets a little doggy when he goes wild.
Alan, do you think the convention scene will be back to the same of yesteryear?
Yes, I do. I actually think that people are more aware. Not everybody, of course, not everybody, but I think that people are more aware, and I think that this flu season is actually going to be better than the normal flu season, simply because we have precautions in our head and we're thinking about that kind of stuff. We've never done that before. We've gone into every other flu season like we're invincible, and I don't think we're going to do that now. So I think that, yes, conventions will be back. I think that public events will be back. I think there's going to be a few more precautions in place. But I also see through haunted houses that are already opening that the people who are going out, they don't care. They're not social distancing. They're not doing what they should be doing. But the people who care about it and are worried about it, they're not doing that. They're staying home. So, yes. Okay.
Have you seen Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
I have.
Chad says, am I thinking incorrectly? Wasn't the Pelloquin a female in the movie?
No, Pelican was a male. Pelican was a dude. And one of the funniest things I've ever heard written about a character was when a friend of mine, his mother worked in a video store when Nightbreed came out. And there was a little book that came out with the movie. Man, I would pay $100 for that book right now. Like if I could find it on eBay or whatever. There was a promotional book that came out with the video, the VHS tape, and it had all the different monsters in it and stuff. But the quote about Pelloquin was, he was very much a boy, and he very much liked girls. And it said, if a rock is possessed of a cleft, it is deserving of my affection. That was Pelloquin's quote. Okay, well, there you go. So yeah, boy. And, right?
Chris Lonsdale, trying to get a super shiny metal effect for a large sword with metallics. Tend to be a bit dull in latex paint. Would airbrushing Pinata silver ink do the job?
Yes, it will. It will. Would you close that door, honey?
What are the tubes made out of?
Those are backer rod. Those are 3/4 inch backer rod. Those are what the things are made out of. They're gray, and then I dipped them in latex. I gave them 2 coats of latex before I started putting them on. And that's going to be the rest of the night drying. So now it's werewolf time. The hills are alive with freaking werewolves. Yeah.
Mike Basha, since COVID-19 has unfortunately caused your haunt to close, what is the one thing you get to do this Halloween that you have wanted to do for a long time to cook because you were working here in haunt?
I'm gonna guest act at someone else's show. I'm gonna get in my spooky monster van. I'm gonna throw a stilt costume with me. I might even take some acting buddies from Dark Hour who aren't actively acting in a show, and I'm gonna go to a friend's haunted house and scare people. And I'm not gonna be the guy in charge, and no one's gonna ask me what to do. I'm not going to have a radio.
You're going to do a monster camp?
I'm going to do a monster camp in October. That's amazing. That's going to be great. I have a mask lab coming up in like 2 weeks, a week.
Next weekend.
2 weeks. Not this weekend.
Next week.
Next weekend we have a mask camp coming up, mask lab, where you start with blanks. You know what, honey? Monday, let's post all the blanks they can choose from.
Okay.
How's that sound?
And you have airbrush on Sunday.
And then Sunday we have an airbrushing lab. That'll be fun.
Off topic, that
Yeah.
door is the coolest door I've ever seen.
Of this door? It's just a door. I put shelves on it.
Nicholas Winter, really love that sculpt. Is that his werewolf?
This is Nicholas's werewolf we're about to work on. Yes.
Chad Smith, today in Illinois, they passed an executive order stating no non-haunts or hay rides can open this year.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. They've done a good job of taking a hard line with the virus, and that is following up on the heels of last week. The CDC posted a list of guidelines for fall activities. It happens, you know. You got to take our lumps and move along. That's just how it is.
Stanley says Shunasasi was the porcupine.
She was the female, yes. And in World War II, she was an assassin.
The Haunt Dermits say hello.
The who?
The Haunt Dermits.
Hello, Haunt Dermits.
Little girl says, take me. Chris Lonsdale says, drink when Shannon sings. You won't be drinking much. Adrian Cunningham. Alan, have you ever felt like you wanted to do a Pelican on one of your guys in the workshops? Hadukeen.
Okay. So what that means is Hadouken, which means you shoot a ball of fire at them because
You do that.
you want to, yeah. Yeah, I may occasionally Hadouken someone here in the shop. Yeah.
You've done it in the show.
And I occasionally they will get the 100-hand slap. One of those. Yeah. I'm not the Islam shaped. I don't do those.
Michelle Schulte says, I think the only thing really changed is the capacity. Pretty much they are discouraging. Brenda Lee, greetings from South Dakota. I'm new to the channel. I'm not sure how I missed you, but I'm sure glad I found you.
Oh, it's good to have you here.
Brenda Les. And Ken Zarish says, Phantom of the Werewolf Opera.
Yeah. Ken Zarish, that guy's a juggalo, not a gigolo. You're not a gigolo. You're a juggalo. It's different.
Nicholas Fincher says, oh crap, you're doing my wolf.
I am. That's not oh crap. That's oh goody.
Finny 2.0. I know you said you don't like to make horror icon masks. This looks like it can be made into a Jeepers Creepers mask.
It could. It has that. Well, the old one did. It had those same cheekbones and stuff. Yes.
Micro Halloween. I'm making my own little haunt outside. Is there a big slope in the dark? How would you make it so people won't trip?
Is it a slope down or is it a slope up?
Adrian says Shoyrupen. Shoyrupen.
You know.
Steve. Hey, Alan, any ideas for making jars with eyeballs and ears cheaper?
Ping pong balls are pretty cheap, and also they're pretty cheap, and you can actually get pretty good ears out of liquid nails. Get a Silpat baking mat, and then cut the tip off of your liquid nails. And if you think about the shapes of an ear, you can actually liquid nails out an ear, blend them in a little bit, and when it's just dry enough, peel it off and kind of give it a dish shape, and they make nice little ears. You know what? You guys should just come with me.
Yeah.
Those are the two masks we poured up, so that that's why we're here tonight, to get them done. Vinyl window screen, that's what I need. This is my president and vice president of operations, right there. Up there's my floor supervisor.
Victor Sleeps. I just found your channel a few days ago. I really enjoyed the content. Thank you for posting.
Thank you. Thanks for watching. There we go.
The Haunt Dermot says, I usually watch replays on YouTube. I've never caught a live chat before.
Well, this is almost as good because you can't fast forward me. You have to watch me at real speed.
The slope is down.
Okay. One of my favorite things that I have ever done was, because we had a nice slope down, we built out of camo net a fake hill, and we put a tombstone on it. So as they walked down the hill, it looked like they were walking down into a grave. And you might think that, well, that won't stop them from stumbling or tripping. It slows them down. So if it's that nice downhill, and you can make it look like it's been leveled off with like camo net and even like T-post or something, or just frame it out, then they walk downhill, they're walking into that grave. And people really liked that. So, yeah. I needed this. This is vinyl window screen.
Okay, thanks, Edson. I'll check it out. Let's see. Alan, you're the Santa Claus of Halloween with your workshop.
Hooray! I had to grab myself a silver Sharpie.
Bruce said you can print out a picture laminate and put it inside the jar, too.
You can do that for some background pieces, yes.
Hello, Danielle Wilson. Hello, Spook Shack.
Spook Shack.
Six string. I'm making a mask in monster clay. I 3D printed some teeth. Will pledge make a good release agent for those 3D printed teeth. I don't want them to get stuck in the mold. I'm going to use ultracal. The teeth are resin 3D printed.
Okay, so when you made the teeth, are they tapered so that the back end is the fattest and then it goes to the thinnest at the tip? If so, you can pull them out of the mold like pumpkin teeth. But I don't know, and it has to be like a perfect taper, because if it's the least bit fatter before it, it won't come out of the stone.
Yes, like human teeth.
I would print an extra set. Just do the jaw set, mold it in plaster, and try and pull them out. If you can, you can. So, I mean, do a test. Test it. It's not worth risking for the first time on your sculpture. I would test it.
What type of screen is that? Just window screen? Was that used for the turtle eyes?
Turtle eyes, you have turtle eyes. I will never, ever let you go.
Not even on camera.
I'll never let you go. Okay. It's vinyl window screen. Yes, the same stuff I use on the turtle's eyes. Same stuff I use on the pumpkin, the Gordiator. Yeah.
Is it possible to make your own two-way mirror?
Yes. You would need a sheet of plexiglass, and then you would need 15% window, mirrored window film. The lightest light blocking that they have is 15%. You don't want to block a lot of light. So the least light blocking I have ever found is 15%. So it does make the scene on the other side darker, and you have to compensate for that by giving it more light. That's what I use for endless hallway illusions. Just like with Cujo I got a little bit of eye work to do. I'm going to break out the cosplay, which this is actually C4 cosplay creative clay compound from TNT Cosplay Supply. Nicholas wanted eyes in this. So basically, very little of this werewolf will actually be the same. This guy is so customed and different, and that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Can you explain what you want to do to it?
So I need the actor to be able to see. So what I'm doing, come with me, come a little closer, don't be shy. What I'm going to do is I have these eyes. Well, if these guys are supposed to go right here, if they go right there, then that actor cannot see. So I'm going to move them over to the side a little bit so that the actor should be able to see right by the edge of them. To do that, I'm going to build a socket here. I have to extend the eye socket out a little bit with this cosplay. And now I have a place that I can attach this to and make it look right-ish. Okay. So this is, I need a spot for this eye to rest. And because this was sculpted for, you know, the human head differently, I did not have that. And I have my hot glue gun here, and I'm gonna hot glue this clay down.
Heather, it says, hi there, nice lady reading the comments.
Hey, that's my wife.
In a recent video, you had a great t-shirt on. It looked like witches from Hocus Pocus on it. Is that one you sell? If so, I'd love to buy one. Heather, it is not from us. This is one of my favorite Halloween artists, Chad Savage.
Chad Savage!
And I bought it from him. I'm about to post the link. The name of it is the Cauldron Crones. And I'm going to post the link for you so you can see. It's just for the t-shirt, but he's got hoodies and all these other things. And I love that t-shirt. And so hang tight, I'm about to post a link for you.
Yeah, nice lady reading the comments.
It's me.
Okay. So now this clay is it's gonna take a little bit of time to dry, and I'm just being able to work while it's drying with the hot glue.
Nicholas Pinter, I created a prop for this werewolf project. It's a spirit fake hand with growing claws. I'd love to show the other creepers. Where should I post it?
You should post it in the Stilt Beast Live Creepers group, which is made, it's a Facebook group. It is made just for people to share their creations, because I like to see the stuff you make too.
Cobweb says you can get a buttload of BB-in resin teeth on Amazon for cheap.
I like them. They're just a little small. I don't like the size of them. They look good.
Amy Watkins, Monster Camp 6.
Hello, Amy.
She made the Frankenstein. Guys, if you saw the Frankenstein mask on the pictures recently, Amy Watkins did that. Monster Camp 6. She did it awesome. Heather says, I love the site and the dogs. Heather from York. UK, okay. Heather from England. You are very welcome. Our dogs are right now sacked out.
And now I want to be able to hide those actors' eyes. You can't hide your actor eyes.
London says, I'll be happy to send it to you once I pull it out of storage.
Send what? What are you sending me out of storage? Were you even talking to me? That's the problem. Not that it's a problem. You all talk to each other. Talk amongst yourselves.
Justin Rudy says hello.
Hey, Justin.
Is that like clay foam?
Yes, it's foam clay, which is like foam clay foam.
Cobweb says that Frankenstein mask came out awesome.
Sure did.
It did. It's a beauty.
So the first thing that popped into my head when Cobweb said that was, Frankenstein came out? I didn't know he was gay.
Oh my God.
Yes, but then that reminds me, I have a shirt that says, it's got like Frankenstein's hand, and it says, you know, monsters against racism. And the last thing in the world I ever want to do is talk politics with pretty much anyone. And so whenever someone says, if I'm wearing that shirt and someone says something, I say, yeah, Frankenstein's left arm was black. And then I just keep going or glance over it because they can't prove me wrong that his left arm wasn't black.
London was saying I'll be happy to send it to you once I pull it out of storage, and when you were asking what it was, the answer was Nightbreed promo booklet, Human's Guide to the Nightbreed.
You have one?
Fun.
That. What? Why do you have? That's great. Those things are awesome. Like Nightbreed shaped a lot of how I think about monsters and that. I mean, a lot of that was, you know, Midian is the place where the monsters go, and I just wanted to be where the monsters went. I still do. I want to be where the monsters go. Midian. It's better than Leprechaun. And there were so many characters like that were outlined kind of in that book and in some others that, you know, they're just flashes in the movie. And just so much thought went into it. And that really got me on the concept of they're creating worlds, you know? It's so cool because they're creating worlds.
Do you recommend any spooky films to watch when October comes?
Yes. You should watch Monster Squad. You should watch Trick or Treat. You should watch Tales of Halloween. You should watch Lady in White. You should watch The Others is pretty good. It's not like Fall, but The Others is a good ghost movie. I like to watch The Wolfman. I like to watch the classics.
Bruce
Yeah.
says the Halloween tree.
Okay.
Someone draw Elena's Little Mermaid. I'm saying it. You were
I
saying
didn't.
it.
I
Greg
sang,
Haynes.
I want to be where the monsters are.
Howdy all, I'm in my garage building the frame for my graveyard statues with arms. Happy to be making stuff.
Yeah.
Justin Rudy, is the reference I sent you too goofy? I think I might be able to make it cool, but I'm unsure if I want to go scary or different.
I forget what reference you sent me. I apologize. When was that?
Rigor Mortis Studio, FX Studios. Did you know that the dollar store has DVDs from time to time?
I did not know that.
Celeste Kitty, Alan, do you like Spawn at all?
I do like Spawn. I had the McFarlane Malbovia toy way back in the day. Trying to find some glasses.
Blood of the Vampire, no one knows. Alan, do you have a Jason-esque mask for sale? Any tips before I begin?
Jason-esque. You mean before the hockey mask? Or, because I don't have any hockey masks, but I do have some decent zombie heads that would make a nice Jason.
Justin sent you the mushroom character.
Oh, you know what? No, that is phenomenal, and I love that mushroom character.
You don't have any glasses by your computer?
And look up mycanoids. 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 Mycanoids are a D&D fungus monster. There's also some fungal zombies in The Last of Us, but it would be very awesome for you to work on and make that mushroom monster. I'm just going to do this without glasses.
Thanks, Edson. No problem. Appreciate
Everything's
it.
a little bit
Tank
blurry.
says before the hockey mask.
Then yes, I do have some of that.
Are your full costumes built on a Lycra Zentai suit?
I have done that in the past. Not all of them are, but some of them are.
Have you ever seen the movie Trolls?
Of course. Oh.
Wow.
Well,
What happened?
it's not getting these eyes. Eye broke. Problem with glass eyes, kids.
Nightbreed is my favorite movie. It really made an impression on me the first time I saw it in theaters. People are the real monsters sometimes. I believe
Yes.
I have one or two. Alan Rare, 1990 Nightbreed movie promo guide. Clive Barker horror film Nightbreed, $4 on eBay.
On eBay,
Nicholas says, no, I love those eyes.
I love them too. They're good eyes. Let's see if I have another one.
You want to get you some glasses?
Those are the eyes that I got and that I ordered for this guy. Now, there are other eyes. I did have a thought with those eyes that they might not be bright enough. So, I feel like right now would be a good time for like the whole room cam as I'm just tearing the room apart.
Do you want me to get you some glasses?
It doesn't matter. I don't think I'm doing that much detail stuff.
Celeste Kitty says, I have the Violator on his motorcycle toy with slightly beat up box. He's right next to my giant organ toy. He's also next to my Jared from Laboratory.
Awesome. You are well equipped. In case you need toys.
Oh,
There you have it.
okay. Justin Rudy, it's definitely high in detail, so it's going to push me quite a bit. The difficult push is the thing, I think. I may need a little luck on my side with this. 100 people are watching.
Hello, 100 people. 100 people just watched me break an eyeball, and I don't have another one. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build this, and I'm going to order another set of eyes. They don't take long to get here. Alexa, add ordering eyes to my shopping list.
I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, buddy. Listen.
He doesn't trust that ball. Doesn't know where it came from. He hasn't seen it before. He best yell at it.
Boris is like, okay.
And Boris is like, I'm gonna eat that. He don't care. Okay.
He's still got it too. How to eat that?
So this eye will be a placeholder until the other eye comes, and then I'll pop it out and I'll put in the other eye.
Nightbreed is free on Tubi for anyone who wants to watch it said one longer. Joanne Crowley says hello. Celeste Kitty says, I almost had a 4-foot Godzilla, but COVID closed down the flea market first. Where do you buy your glass eye? Asks Ken Zurich.
This type of eye, these are mountain lion eyes, and they came from Van Dyke's Taxidermy.
Bruce says, ALEXA just added Oreos to my shopping list.
Awesome.
Nicholas Pinter, on your suits, do you make a custom chest piece for each one?
Well, I have a chest piece that I pour up and put on. I make a chest piece for each one. It's not necessarily custom. I use the custom word the way it's supposed to be used, and I do not sculpt a chest piece for each one. So technically, no, I don't do custom chest pieces.
He could be a werewolf from Silver Bullet and only have one eye.
Nar, one eye. Arr.
TJ Mark kind of reminds me of the Silver Bullet werewolf that had one good eye.
You all think alike. And then I use a little more of this to give it a more natural brow, because right now he's a little crazy bug-eyed.
Linda Forbes, okay, creepers, you'll get a kick out of it. I'm watching this on my phone, and when I see that fantastic spider prop behind Alan on the wall, then it moved. Phone landed across the room. Cassie. Justin Rudy, one problem is the face is skinny. And I can only go as skinny as the head will allow me, and I'll have to make the mushroom even larger to compensate.
No, build your face out a little bit. Do like a stalk and then build your face skinnier up here. You can do that.
Celeste Kitty says, poor ALEXA users. I have a Google Mini at home. I trust none of them. After the third time I lost an argument with one of them, they went back in the license.
Yeah.
Justin Rudy, how should I go about the mushroom? Should I make it separate?
Oh yeah, make your cap separate. Yes.
Limelight says he looks hyped up on caffeine. Michelle Schulte says I'd have thrown that phone too if I'd seen it. Chris Lonsdale, any news on the Bioshock-inspired diving helmet? I love the video where Stacy was wearing it and with the arm candy and big boots.
Not at this point in time, because that's kind of on hold. I think that I will end up doing that and working on it for Dark Hour's Christmas show.
Ken's Reach says Van Dyke's site is beautiful. We'll have everything on there. Just check it out.
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff. And then I'll just pop this eye out and put in another one. And this guy's going to have so much hair that you won't even notice. This guy's going to have a ton of flocking, a ton of hair. He's really going to be fun to make. And he's kind of going to be, he'll be my big werewolf for this season, I think. Normally I work on my own werewolf costume some, but this year I probably won't. I probably won't be a wolf man when I guess that.
Will he have black or gray hair?
He will have dark brown to black, is what it says. And I'll probably just go black. Because once it gets, dark enough brown, it just looks black anyway.
Limelight says, heck yeah, werewolf. Nicholas Winter says, Alan, I trust you to make this as scary as possible for me. Already getting American Werewolf in London vibes.
Yeah, I think this is going to be pretty good. I do have a passion for werewolves, so yeah, I'm going to work on this to make sure it's as good as I can get it. And then when this dries, I will lock this in with a little bit of latex.
So just kidding. Everyone cross your fingers for me. They can figure out what's wrong with me on Monday and fix me. I was a nervous wreck yesterday and sent me home with freaking Xanax.
Sweet!
Rue says, I have a story to go with Barney for my show already, by the way.
Oh! Just in case Barney shows up.
Justin Rue says, on a scrap mask, could you do a solid hair punching video sometime? I think it's something the YouTube needs.
Yes, hair punching doesn't work well on latex, just so you're aware.
Nicholas would like to know if you're doing flocking on his werewolf.
I will. Yes.
How long does the clay typically take to cure? Asks Chance.
This it takes a long time to cure. It does take like 8-12 hours to get like where you want it to be. Tell you what, I am pretty dang happy with that. I think that you can't see the actor's eyes very well between that screen and the werewolf eyes on it. I'm gonna go get, let me see if I have some ears over here already. No, I'm not even going to use the regular ears. I'm going to make custom ears for him because I want his ears to be bigger. I'm going to go a little more howling with ears. Probably go another half an hour is when I have to pour those masks out.
What? The eyes are terrifying, says Chris.
You know what? Eyes make a big deal. Distortions really started the trend of sculpting character eyes into the masks, and they look so good, but it's so hard to see. At that point, then you're looking at a tear ducts and things, and as a haunted house actor, I just think you need better vision than that. And I do shoot myself in the foot a little bit because of how often I use the actor's eyes as the eyes. So if you look at the mask without an actor in it, it's a little soulless because there's no eyes. And you don't have that issue if you sculpt eyes into your mask. But if you sculpt eyes into your mask where the eyes go, then you're not looking at an optimum level.
Drew says, yay, howling ears.
Yay, howling ears. You can't hide your howling ears.
Drink.
Drink.
Drink. Will you do brown flocking on the face and black hair? Asks Nicholas. Brown flocking on the face and black hair.
That's possible. I would like to see how it looks. I don't want it to get a raccoon feel. You'd have to be careful about that. If you have a color scheme that you might want to send me from something, I can certainly look at it and attempt to make it work.
Tank says, I just checked out the Stiltbeast website. I love your work and your attitude. It's awesome to see someone teaching these techniques.
Hey, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I think we ought to share knowledge. I'm a big fan of that.
Say goodnight to Michael Lassiter.
Good night, Michael Lassiter.
Tuckwork Studios.
Tuckwork Studios. A knocks on the moon.
It's a reach.
He's
Love
a
that
juggalo.
because when they do the transformation of one guy morphing, it shows every detail of transformation bubbling to his roof.
That is quite the transformation that they have on the Owl. It really is. It's a good one. I prefer it over American Werewolf in London. But my favorite werewolf transformation on film pretty unpopular answer is actually in Monster Squad. He transforms in a phone booth in 5 seconds. And I just think that's how it happens. Like, that's how it goes. He goes, rah, rah, and then he's a werewolf. It's great. In a phone booth. Like Superman, but like Wolfman. Come a little closer, don't be shy. This is 5mm EVA foam. That's what I'm going to make those ears out of.
Would you like to know Doberman or Rottweiler?
Yeah.
Ears.
No, not ears. He's asking about brown on the face. And I'm afraid it'll look a little more Doberman or Rottweiler if we do that. That's my fear. But I'm willing to try it. I can always airbrush brown flocking black. That's not a problem. But once you go black, it's very hard to make it not black. One might even say you can't go back. Didn't even get a look from the wife for that.
Sumac says, having a pair of eyeball earrings, taxidermy quality, freaks out people when they realize what they're looking at and what's looking them.
Yeah.
Celeste says, my favorite was in the first Ginger Snaps.
Very interesting design on that one. Very interesting design. Very different. Not your standard werewolf at all. It had cat-like qualities. It looked a bit like a naked bear. It was interesting. And these ears will look massive when I put them on. However, once this guy gets all the hair he's going to get, small ears would just be covered up by the hair. So you want, and also, isn't it really all about silhouette? Isn't that the most important thing on a monster? Silhouette. The answer is yes, that is the most important thing. So if this is my right ear, if there was a pattern on this, and this would be my left ear, there's no pattern, so I'm not worried about it.
Nicholas says, I'm totally down with flocking. I think the mock-up I sent is kind of what I'm looking for. Brown face, dark to black hair.
Yes. The flocking is going to be a blender. Yes.
Bruce says, my unpopular answer is the dog soldiers werewolves.
Those are my, hold on, I have to yell about the dog soldiers werewolves. They're my least favorite looking werewolves. I think they look the worst of any on-film werewolf I've ever seen. And yes, I've seen the transformation in the Indian movie where they stop the camera and glue a chunk of fur to his face. I think that guy looks better than the dog soldiers werewolves.
Says, I recall you telling me that hair punching doesn't work well in latex. I was wondering if a coating of silicone foam on the inside of the latex will allow for the hair to anchor.
It's not about anchoring. It's about punching through latex, which is just so much harder to punch through than silicone. And then it leaves a little crater normally where it knocks the paint off.
Transformation altogether, very small changes at first and then horrific at the end, and then boom, werewolf. Actually, the end result of Ginger kind of looked like the one from first.
What?
We're talking about the Ginger Snaps transformation scene.
The Ginger Snaps werewolf didn't look like the ones from Cursed.
Transformation altogether, very small changes at first and then horrific at the end. And then boom, werewolf. Actually, the end result of Ginger kind of looked like the one from first.
All I can think of is like the mostly hairless creature stage. It looked like kind of like a naked bear. Did she go full werewolf after that? Was there a more hairier, betterer stage? Have 2 ears.
says Jack Nicholson Wolf is terrible, in my opinion.
There are moments in that movie that I really like. I think James Spader did a good job in it. I think Jack Nicholson did a good job of acting in it. I do wish they would have gone for a harder transformation on him.
Justin says, I broke 2 needles hair punching the cave dweller.
I believe you. Okay, so the one you liked was the ear swept back. So that's what I'll do, ears swept back.
Celeste Kitty says the third ginger snaps, she was more wolf-like.
Oh, okay. Didn't the third one take place in like colonial times? Is that right? Like Roanoke or something? Am I wrong? Is that a different werewolf movie?
She said yes.
Okay.
Well, Burl said, what? Mr. Ghost, hello. I watched your videos earlier on the statues. Really cool. I've been making realistic tombstones instead of buying those cheap things. By the way, I named my son after werewolves. Like it.
Hooray! What a great name.
I think Mr. Ghost is a great name.
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah.
Ghost. Better than Mr. Chicken. I love this knife. It's an insulation cutting knife. And that puppy, so far, it has rocked every cutting challenge I've thrown at it. Wunderbar.
Red Crystal Dragon says hello. Hello. Robert White says hello.
Hello, Robert White.
Kids Arish, Wolfman reboot was good. The actor who did it is one of my favorite actors.
I really enjoyed the Wolfman reboot. I, too, enjoy Wolfman with Benicio del Toro.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. Nicholas, I think you asked about the chest piece, or someone did. This is the chest piece that goes on most of the, like I do a werewolf with this chest piece on it. And that goes right about here. I'm ready for the beach. Just so you have an idea. What's really going to be fun on this guy is painting. And then Aaron. So much fun.
Celeste Kitty says, I wanted a boy. He was going to be named Lucian Alexander. Instead, I got a girl. Karma Zen, pronounced Sin. Had to change the spelling because hubby's family thought they had a say.
Well, remember when you have a baby, it's not just your baby. It's also everybody else's baby. I don't know that that's
You don't
true.
know about these
But
things?
yeah, I don't know anything about babies.
Nicholas says the sky is already looking so good. I'm excited to start filming it. Justin Rudy, Dweller, taking too much of your time. If I mold the mushrooms separately, how it is sculpted with detail underneath, assuming it's built in a table with one piece mold. Also, how do I make it so it fits the mask part without being too small or big? You want me to read that again?
No. Okay. So you're not taking up too much of my time. Technically, I'm still waiting on this clay to dry, so you're fine. Here's what I would do. Get yourself a big plastic bowl from the dollar store. That's the sculpting form for your top. And then you clay over that, of course. And then you have to sculpt it. Getting a pencil, Sharpie.
Are you still answering?
I'm still answering. Okay. So, when you sculpt the top of the mushroom, all right, the top of the mushroom is on your big bowl, okay, and then you have to elevate that on clay a little bit and sculpt a ridge underneath. All right, so this is all clay, and you've sculpted this lip underneath. And then you'll mold that as one piece. Flat on the ground, you will do a ring. And that ring has all of your underneath frill texture, which is where the mushrooms release their spores from. This has a name, I forget what it is. And this will be exactly the same size as your bowl interior. But this center, you can cut it at any point you want in order to make it fit over the head. So you're going to sculpt it with like a 4-inch circle in the middle, and all of these veins and stuff go all the way out. Veins, V-A-N-E-S, not V-E-I-N-S. They all head out that way from this center circle. And when you put it on your mushroom head, if you just used a 4-inch circle, it would sit kind of like this. And you cut out a little bit more, and it sits further down, and then it's like this. So you're going to determine where just by how much of that you cut out. Does that make sense? So it's 3 pieces: underneath of the mushroom cap, and the mask itself. You don't have to do it that way. That's the way I would do it. That is a possible solution.
Nicholas says, I like the chest piece, but I actually want something very little musculature. I'd rather pecs, the bottom of the rib cage, sunken abdomen.
Yeah, that sounds fun too. We're going to do ears. I need to grab my contact cement. Look, contact cement. I have set up my oven so I can warm up the ears. because the ears are going to get warmed up, I want to put gloves on my hands.
Gills are the name of the mushroom you are looking for.
Gills. Okay.
The eyes are awesome on the puppet monsters. Super creepy.
I think you look at the turtle, which could be a puppet. Remember that time when I cut ears for this guy? Wonder where I put those. I don't want to not have contact cement where I need it. So this is just all getting contact cement. Ears are swept back.
Turtle's cool too, but I'm talking about the room.
Yeah, he won't be a puppet. He's a mask. He'll be a costume.
So it took a long time, but I finally finished my satanic tombstone tonight. I made a spell here, and the epitaph and the pinnacle glows, and it looks awesome.
Awesome.
Celestia says, depending on the type of shroom, could be a puffball. It's like a build cap chance. Like a funnel shape that goes up, and morels are spongy looking. Lion's manes look cool, white bowl with tons of long string looking.
Yeah, fungus have some really fascinating forms. If you're looking at biological structures, which you do sometimes when you're sculpting. Alexa, countdown 2 minutes.
Second timer, 2 minutes. Starting now.
John C. says, nice lady who reads the comments. Gills are called Lamella,
That's what I was thinking of.
from John the Botanist.
Hooray, John Botness.
Nice lady who reads the comments.
You're no longer white.
Oh, yes, I am. Because I have a hashtag. I'm not letting go of it.
That's right.
Hashtag
Hey, white. Have about 10 minutes left tonight, and that's going to give me enough time to put these ears on. And I did some painting on the gums. of the teeth. Like this is the bottom jaw, so you wear the bottom jaw, and then you put the top jaw on. And this is going to have some fabric in it in order to hide the actor's mouth kind of completely. Alexa, stop, I hear you talking. And this is just like color 1 on these gums. And Nicholas, I'll probably end up doing you a video, because there's going to be some nuances on how to wear this and how to put it on that I'll do for you. No, that's your internet. I'm crystal clear.
Okay, let's see. Chad says everybody wants to party with the mushroom, but we'll let someone else do the mushrooms. Misty Jezereski, a bloody counts tube shroom would have -4 factor. Chris Lonsdale, what a spell of contact suit warning. Smells like victory. Warmonger. With all the old plated plaster, do you want a dumpster, or do your trash guys just dislike you?
They hate me. Boy, do they hate me.
That's Scott Colhart. Good night, JLR.
Good night, Scott. These are big, swept back ears, and they look big now. They look a little ridiculous big right now. But when they go on when the hair goes on, the thing about the hair, it's going to be teased out. It's going to be out to about here. So you're only going to have about that much ear sticking out past the hair. They always look big when you first put them on.
Says, oh man, he's got ears. The ears look rather bat-like.
Swept back ears, they look bat-like from your angle, but they're that kicked back, angry dog ear.
Jezereski says, now it looks like it belongs in Ghostbusters. Celeste P says it has an angry ankle biter look.
That's because right now it looks like it has big ears because there's no hair on it.
Stanley says it has a baby Yoda vibe. Crazy asshole with a hammer says, ah, now I see it. Who says okay? JC, Gerald C says they're, oh, he's talking about mushrooms. Heather Warren, wow, looks scary already.
Alexa, stop.
Ken's Reach. Looks wicked without the hair. Red Crystal Dragon, Giant Chihuahua. Still, one could combine the mask with bat wings. What would you call that creature? Phenomenal. That is absolutely awesome.
Yes, all those comparisons that are being drawn is because right now it has no hair on it. When it gets hair on it, you will see a difference. Trust me, I have done this before.
Michelle Schulte says her grandbaby just laughed when she saw this when she grew up in a hot life.
Yeah.
Nicholas says, Alan, thank you for putting it on. I can't believe how it's going together. That's the vision. Looks like the werewolf from the Howling.
That's one of my favorite werewolves.
How did you do the eyes?
Once this video is over, go back and watch the beginning and you watch me put the eyes on.
Fox bat, Zolo werewolf. The eyes are hidden very well, very cool looking. Lisa Aaron says, good evening.
Hello, Lisa Aaron. Okay, so that's good to go. Alexa, how much time is left on my timer?
There are no timers set.
That was your timer just went off, so that was it's 11 o'clock.
Yeah, all right, so now I have to dump the mask that I poured up earlier. Before I do that, I want to make sure my hot glue gun is off. Okay. Had a hat. Hats are awesome. Yeah. Yeah, seeing the werewolf on, I think that's important. You got to see it on. So in here, I have poured up a couple masks earlier today. I poured them up about 8:45. Now I've got to pour them out. Tomorrow I have a lot of masks hatching coming out of the mold. Yeah. The tongue is actually going to be added to the fabric that's there. That is one mask draining. That's two masks draining. Alexa, count down 10 minutes. Yeah, I only had two poured up that I poured up right before we ate.
Jack Mania 77. I love watching your video and the work you do. I love werewolves Have you seen the movie Howl, released in 2015? What do you think of that creature now? Howl.
Howl. That is a movie where it's a UK film. They're on the subway, they're on a train, and the train gets stopped out in the middle of the woods, and they're kind of attacked by werewolves. And different people on the train become werewolves. Very interesting head design. Almost like a Asian or Mongolian type with the big cheekbones. I like it. I thought it looked good. Their body shape reminded me a little bit of the Howling movie called Freaks. I think it was Howling 5 or 6, where it's kind of a werewolf versus a vampire, and it takes place in a circus. The werewolf in that reminded me a little bit of the ones from Howl on the subway train. That may or may not be a subway. While we are waiting on those to drain, let's come over here to the EVA foam and let's work out a tongue. What's going to be key to this tongue is actually how it curls around the teeth, because dog tongues lay a very particular way on their teeth. They get folds like right here and here, where the tongue has to kind of fold up around the canines. I need to grab the Dremel so I can round off these edges and put a groove down the center of this. And I think that will be the tongue that I will then attach to the back of the mesh. I'm wondering if I can give this something where the actor can actually flick his tongue against it, like give it a nub on the inside, so a little bit actually sticks into his mouth, so that when he opens the mouth really wide, he can then push down or move the tongue a little bit. If that doesn't take a ton of engineering, then that's something that I will do.
What do you think about Blood Moon?
Blood Moon. Is that the Stagecoach? Is that the Stagecoach movie?
I just realized there's paint right here. I don't know how it got there, how long it's been there, but it's a spot about the size of a silver dollar.
That means you're winning. That's good. Must be September. Yeah, it's upsetting that I have to pop that eye out and get a new one. I'll order those eyes tonight. Yeah, I'll have your werewolf knocked out this weekend for sure. And then probably Monday or Tuesday he'll be off.
Hey Alan, I'm building a PVC static prop of a demon. What do you suggest I do to bulk them up?
Of a what?
Demon.
Pool noodles are good. Watch my pool noodle props. No reason why those can't go right over PVC.
Bruce says you just reminded him to order some drum maker. Jones.
Perfect. As a performer, I actually have made the decision that I don't want that little piece in my mouth the whole time. I know it might be cool, but that would add a level of discomfort. You're already going to be hot. It is going to be hard to see. I've marked my line where I want to cut it. I'm not going to cut it on my line. I'm going to cut it past my line. I'm not cutting on my, I left it about a 1/4 inch. It looks like my line is going to be correct, but what if it was a little too short, you know? Let's just keep checking. I'm going to go a little shorter again. If there's a chance for me to test fit it, then, you know, why not do that?
The tongue movement idea is cool. What do you think about a tongue depressor?
I think you would gag the heck out of the person.
Masato Pay says hello.
Hey, Masato. Good to see you on, sir.
Dermot's talking about bulking up a demon. He says, I think I have pipe insulation. That would have the same result.
Yes. What I like the stiffness of the pool noodles. Most of the pipe insulation is not quite as stiff, but yes, it will work just fine. If I mount that a little high, that's going to be great. See how that just lays on those teeth? And the curl works with the teeth.
Celeste Kitty talking about Blood Moon says, no, Blood Moon or Wolf Girl. It's about a freak show. Tim Curry's in it.
Yes. Okay. If you said Wolf Girl, I would have known what you meant.
Did you like it?
Very subtle. It was okay. It was good. I mean, Tim Curry was in it. I prefer my monster movies have a little more action in them. So I felt a little deprived in the action department. But that was just me.
Alan, thank you for going above and beyond for this with the eyes and the tongue and everything. Says Nicholas.
No problem, sir. You want a nice werewolf, I'll make you a nice werewolf.
Jones.
Just grab him, Joe. Okay, I'm grabbing a Dremel so that I can make this tongue less round, less squared off, I mean. More round around the edges. All.
Celeste says, when I saw it, it was called Blood Moon. I had to Google it to find out it had a different name.
Yeah, Blood Moon has a couple different, there's a couple movies called Blood Moon. Alexa, stop. I am now committed to rounding off the tongue, so I will. Just got to drain a little more. This won't take long. EVA foam, you get a much better result if you knock the edges off. This is a stone. It's not a sanding bit, it's a stone. I'm just turning that 90-degree cut that I did into a 45. And I know I'm going to put a groove down the center of the tongue to give that a little bit of shape. And I'm playing with that a little bit on the sides of the tongue, so that when I work the center groove, I'm not doing it for the first time. I'd rather only make one of these, although it's not an expensive material, it just takes time. This is a stone. It's a stone. I find that that rounds the corners better and it's less aggressive. One thing you want your werewolf to be, it's less aggressive, right? Okay, so that is a much more natural looking tongue. See how those edges are rounded? And I'm going to stipple latex all over this and leave that brush pull-up texture, and that is what the texture of the tongue will have. I'm not going to do that tonight. I'll just set that with the jaw set, and we'll get to that later. But see how that interacts with those teeth now? And now it lays on those teeth, and it looks like it's reacting with the teeth with the little movement here. Like the tongue dips down, it lays over this tooth, it dips down a little bit more, and then you have a little bit of life in that center of the tongue. And hopefully I'll set this up in such a way when the mouth opens, the tongue will kind of stay still, and that way you get 3 layers happening in the mouth. Okay.
Alagog Gorilla. I love the wing building video. Gonna make a set for my wife's Melissa costume and my own. That was a lot of fun because it's a D&D gorilla character with wings.
You said that the other day, and I'm so intrigued by that. Isn't that a race in D&D? The gorillas with wings. Wasn't that a race? At one point in time, there was in one of the D&D magazines, there was every race that flew, and yeah, I think there were. Is that a one of a kind thing, or is that a race in D&D? That's my question. There we go. This mess that I poured out is my Aztec Jaguar. And it needs a little more. A little more than a one-night stand. Okay. Witch is drained. He is draining. Our werewolf now has a tongue. And His eyes are set. I got to replace one eye.
Alcon says, been one of a kind for me. It was developed back in 87.
Wow.
Horror Beauty says hello.
Hello, Horror Beauty.
Finn Godwell says, when purchasing the 55-gallon drum of latex from Chemionics, is the shipping expensive? I'm assuming it's more cost-effective than ordering 5 gallons at a time.
Yes, it's an 800-pound barrel. And when you buy from Chemionics, okay, latex is actually a commodity. So you have to call them first, find out the barrel price, and then you buy the barrel. Latex is a commodity because, it's just like coffee beans and pork bellies and all that stuff.
Doesn't matter what time of year you order it?
No, they don't care what time of year you order it.
That's good for them to be careful.
Yeah, I wouldn't order it too late in the year because if it's freezing, they can't ship it. So you have to be a little careful with that. Yeah.
Chris Lonze says, closing the latex bucket with 1D, that's style.
That's how I close them. It makes them seal. It helps.
Kids are
When you weigh enough, you can do that.
I can't wait to see the mask for that Jaguar. I've been thinking of it since the day you home.
I'm so torn on how I want to paint him. I'm so torn. I think I'm going to paint him so he just has this nice green patina all over. That's what I think I'm going to do. I don't know yet though. There's so many cool options with that. I'm going to have to pour up more than one.
Chad says, looks like you need to blow out the stand with an air compressor. Clear out the wet latex and boil it carefully.
I need to soak it in some naphtha to just eat all the latex away. Yeah. Air compressor is... Yes, of course it's off. All right, wife, you ready to say goodnight?
Let's do it.
Wife, say goodnight.
Good night.
Thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. Tonight would have been the night that Dark Hour opened. So I needed to come in here and do some monster stuff. Through all of this, we really started doing a lot more lives. We really started a community, and I really appreciate that. I appreciate you guys being here when I need you. Just like, I try to be on and be positive and have a solid, positive message for you, no matter what's going on in the world. You guys do the same for me. Thank you very much for hanging out with me tonight. So have a great night. Good night. Go make stuff.